So, what is excellence? Excellence is defined as the quality of being outstanding or extremely good. How many people here have been told that they should strive for excellence, whether it be in academics, the arts, or sports? I know I have also. My dad immigrated to the United States from Ghana, West Africa in the late 70s for the sole purpose of being able to provide his children with access to opportunities that he wasn't afforded back home. So, from a very early age, I was told that I should strive for excellence. And that's exactly what I did. It wasn't long before my teachers at school realized that I had a knack for school and continued to push me to strive for excellence as well. Constantly hearing this at home and then again at school caused me to adopt the motto of always striving to be the best and never settling for anything less. When I first started working with high school students, I too pushed them to strive for excellence, just as my teachers had pushed me. In the beginning of my educational career, I found that many of my students that I pushed rose to the challenge and also were determined to succeed and achieve the levels of excellence that we had spoken about. However, in the last few years, I've witnessed that more and more students are settling for mediocrity. Why is this so? At the beginning of the school year, at the end of first quarter, I remember going over grades with my students. Of course, I had students who had gotten B's who wanted A's, and students who had gotten C's who wanted B's ask me what they could do to improve their grades for the next quarter. What surprised me most was the students that I had who had gotten D's who were completely content with that. They were content with just getting the D's because for them, hey, at least they passed. When did receiving D's become good, and when did settling for mediocrity become the norm? In following up with these students, I asked them whether or not they would be okay with just passing through life and doing enough to get by. And they assured me that once they got to college, they would try and work a lot harder. But as they put it, this was just high school. In an article entitled "The Problem with D's," the author sheds light on how many students who had gotten D's in high school continue getting D's in college and even struggling even more. The reason being two things. The first is that getting D's becomes habit to them. So just like anything else, the more you do something, the more ingrained it becomes. The second is that those teachers, that guidance counselor, and in some cases parents, who were once there for them, they no longer have that support system. And they no longer have people constantly telling them that they need to improve their grades. So they just become content, and in some cases don't know where to go for those support systems, and so they just continue getting those grades. In all aspects of their lives, most high school students want the best of things. So they want the best iPhones, they want the most retweets on a tweet that they posted, or the most views on a Snapchat photo that they posted, and of course, they want the newest clothes and the newest shoes. So, why are they settling to be mediocre themselves? Where is the disconnect? Many research studies have found that one thing that's lacking is motivation in the classroom, in terms of motivating them to be engaged. In a study done a couple of years ago by the National Research Council, they found that 40% of students were chronically disengaged. So the question becomes, how do we as educators motivate our students so they are engaged in the class? Because as we know, a student who is more motivated and engaged in the classroom will do better in the classroom in their grades. And from there, they'll be able to realize their true academic potential in that classroom, and hopefully that spills over to other aspects of their lives. So as teachers, and even as educators, we're constantly inundated with the lesson planning that we have to do, the grading that we have to do, and in some cases, the meetings that we're required to attend, that we often take for granted that face-to-face contact that we have with our students on a daily basis. And how many times do we spend speaking at a student instead of to a student? And reading through numerous articles geared towards looking at how to motivate our students, I found two common themes. The first was empowering our students. Empowering our students talks about praising our students for a job well done in and out of the classroom. It's giving them an opportunity to have a voice in the classroom, and it's also getting to know our students, their interests, their dislikes, and their future goals. The second thing is allowing learning to be fun and relevant. So with a click of a button today, teachers and educators can find millions upon millions of activities and ways in which they can engage their students in the classroom. Many times, students can't figure out why what they're learning is relevant to their own lives, whether it be a time period or a book that they're reading in class. My students actually just finished a unit on Shakespeare's Macbeth. And of course, when we initially started, there were a lot of moans and groans. However, speaking about the themes, such as blind ambition, peer pressure, and also the inherent nature of good and evil, allowed them to further understand Macbeth, as well as the connection to their own lives. And from there, we had a lot more fun with it. Students, I challenge you right now to sit back and reflect on your own life. Are you truly achieving the academic potential that you know you could be achieving, or are you simply settling for mediocrity? And if you are settling for mediocrity, why is that so? What's stopping you from achieving that true academic potential we all know you can? Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, Steph Curry, they're all considered to be the best at what they do. They're all considered to be the epitome of excellence in their respected fields. But that didn't happen overnight. It was only through hard work, determination, and dedication that they were able to achieve those levels of greatness. And as we know, just because they have since achieved greatness hasn't stopped them from trying to achieve more. So I also encourage you students to continue to push yourselves, even if you believe that you're at the top of your game. So I would like to leave you with these final words. If you're going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception, it is a prevailing attitude. Thank you.